So hello, good evening, and welcome to the online drop-in meditation, Nottingham Buddhist Centre. My name is Richard, and tonight we're going to be doing an announcement. We are changing the way we're doing things here, particularly around the online meditation. So this will be the last one until I think the next one will be the 16th of January. What that means is we're going to be changing the format slightly. I don't think it's entirely clear what that format will be yet. So please do keep an eye on the website and any social media contacts you have with us. I'm a little bit off social media these days, so I don't really know what our presence is off the top of my head. If you are friends with us on Facebook, for example, or Instagram, do check in and see what's coming up. So a few different changes really. It may be that YouTube is not our new channel for drop-in meditation. We may move to another format. So there'll be good reasons for that. And also there'll be a wider variety of teachers. So I'll still be doing some teaching, but not as much as I have been. And there'll be new people coming in, and some of the more familiar faces that you've seen are going to take a break for a while. So there'll be a lot of change coming up in the new year. So do check in on the website, particularly before the 16th next year, if you're a regular and you want to know what's going on. Tonight's going to be the Metta Bhavana, like I said, and if you do know this meditation already, then you won't get lost with this one. But if you don't really know it, then I'll give you some hint of where we are in the meditation in terms of what we're doing in each stage, so you won't get too lost really. And I was thinking, there's sort of times we're living in it. I was in town today, and everyone felt. I mean, people do get a bit anxious at this time of year anyway, but it felt, obviously, for obvious reasons, even more anxious. So I was thinking today in the Metta Bhavana, we could put an emphasis maybe on what's called mudita. Mudita means sympathetic joy, and it's an aspect of metta. So it's what happens when we meet other people's happiness. The reason I wanted to do this was that I think when we're looking at around the world at a lot of suffering at the moment, it's very obvious that we have a compassionate response if we're doing the Metta Bhavana. That's what happens when metta meets suffering, then compassion arises. But I think sometimes we can actually just do that all the time in the Metta Bhavana. We can be a bit focused on suffering. To balance that out a little bit, there is another practice called the Mudita Bhavana. We're not going to do that tonight, but we are going to sort of look at that aspect of metta. So when I introduce the different people in the meditation, what I'll do is I'll just try to prompt you to think in terms of their happiness and their success, and the kind of feeling that arises in you when that happens, when you perceive that. I don't do that practice very much actually, but when I do it, it's usually really powerful. It's just something I'm going to work on, I think, over Christmas and New Year. I'm probably just going to do this meditation for a while, I think. So the format is exactly the same as all the other Metta Bhavanas we have done here. But I'll just sort of nudge you towards this kind of sympathetic joy a little bit, and hopefully we'll get into that positive space. So I won't say too much more. In fact, we can just get on with it really. So if you're in a comfortable position, what I'll do is I'll start with a body scan this week, and that will just allow us to sort of tune into our main sort of basic experience really. So if you're feeling comfortable, just gently close your eyes. And just bring your awareness to how you're feeling at the moment. Could manifest in a lot of different ways. Could be an emotional tone. Could be physical sensations. It could be a lot of mental content, a lot of imagery, a lot of conceptual stuff, a lot of language. Could be that some of this is dominant, some of it's still there, a bit in the background. Just noticing what's going on for you at the moment. Make it begin by tuning into our breath. Often a good indicator of how we're feeling at the moment, or what our emotional or physical state might be. So we're not trying to aim for a particular type of breathing or anything like that. Just notice where you're starting from with that. My breath at the moment is quite short and shallow and feels quite irregular and uneven. Yours might be quite smooth, quite long and relaxed. Just tuning into that rhythm of the body. And following the breath around the body, we can start to feel some of the small changes that it makes. If you're on cushions, you may notice that the in-breath pushes your sit. Feeling the sensations around the nose or in the mouth when you breathe. All of these are sensations connected with the breath. And we can start to look for sensations of softness in the body. Allow our hands to rest nice and eyelids to rest gently closed. Our lips to just rest closed. Feeling a sense of softness and relaxation in our muscles. Allowing this sensation to manifest internally as well. And just tune into a sense of structure. The spine rising up, our shoulders supporting us, our neck supporting our head, the pelvis, hips, leg bones, all supporting the structure of our body. And now just bring awareness into how we're feeling. It's the emotional tone. Don't worry about labeling it or trying to understand it. Just bring it into awareness as a sensation. So now in the first stage of the metta bhavana, we bring ourselves to mind. As we do this, there may be a very striking initial response, or you may not know what your response is, but something will happen. So whatever that response is, we can just hold that response with kindness, understanding, something that makes you happy, or a quality you have that you're very grateful for. Just feeling how that makes you feel. And you bring that quality to mind, enjoying your own happiness. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering. Just tuning in to any bodily sensations that arise when you bring yourself to mind. And exploring what happens when you reflect on a good quality that you possess. So now in the second stage, we bring to mind a good friend. And again, just try to bring to mind a time when maybe they were happy, or bring to mind a quality that they have, something that you can celebrate about them. And when metta meets this quality that they have, or their own happiness, the sympathetic joy arises within us as well. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering. Exploring this positive emotion, sympathetic joy, when we meet our friend's happiness. So now in the third stage, we bring to mind a neutral person, someone we can get a good visual sense of, not someone that we know. And they too will have good qualities. They're as capable of happiness as any of us. Just try to tune into that potential within them. Celebrate that, meeting it with metta. Wishing them every success. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering. As we imagine their happiness or their good qualities manifesting in the world, as we generate metta for them, we feel this sympathetic joy. So in the fourth stage, we bring to mind a difficult person. So this person could be someone who we're on good terms with generally. It may even be a friend. But there's just a bit of tension, a bit of friction. Things aren't that smooth. But still, they will possess some good qualities. Others will recognize them, even if we don't at the moment. And just like us, they can also be happy. Just overcoming any hostility we may have, to just find that sympathetic joy in the success of another person. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering. So now in the final stage, we bring to mind ourselves, a good friend, the neutral person, the difficult person, holding them in our minds. Just bringing a sense of sympathetic joy to what's best in those people. Celebrating their good qualities, celebrating their happiness. Without discriminating between them, we equalize our sense of metta for all people. Now we begin to expand this feeling out into the world, beginning with the people around us, maybe in the same building or the buildings nearby, wishing them well, wishing them happiness, freedom, expanding out into the town, the city or the village, wherever we are. Radiating metta outward without discrimination. Radiating out across the country, out around the world without limit. Now, as we approach the end of the meditation, just coming back to our body awareness, to our emotional tone, just how we're feeling at the moment. Noticing any sense of contrast. How has this practice made us feel? Noticing any changes in our emotions, sense of goodwill maybe. And then when you feel ready, just gently open your eyes and bring the meditation to a close. So thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you next year, and this is the last one of the year, as I mentioned earlier. So I hope to see you all again in the new year. Do check the website, but I believe the 16th of January is going to be the first, whatever the new format ends up being. So you won't see quite so much of me, although I'll still be around, but you will see a wider variety of people doing these meditations. So if you are able to make a donation, you feel like you want to do that tonight, then please go to our website and have a look at how to donate. We're still, as with most other organisations, we're still closed, and we are, we're just very, very grateful for your donations, whatever that might be. So I'll say goodbye for now. Have a great Christmas and New Year, and I hope to see you in the new year. Goodbye.